Good afternoon. I want to thank the Concordia Summit and its founders, Matt Swift and Nick Logothetis, for inviting the U.S. Afghan Women's Council to co-host this summit session on the future of women and children in Afghanistan. There are many members of the Council here, and I know I speak for all of them in thanking you for this opportunity to profile the work of this public-private partnership and present a video message from our honorary advisor, Mrs. Laura Bush. Our goal in this session is to provide the context for the founding of the U.S. Afghan Women's Council, showcase the existing corporate support for the Council's work, and encourage increased corporate participation in the Council. Our country's relationship with Afghanistan did not begin on September 11, 2001. In fact, the first American to live in Afghanistan arrived in the 1820s. Over 100 years ago, uninterrupted U.S.-Afghan connections began when American engineers and explorers, businessmen, and journalists visited and worked in Afghanistan, well before our first diplomatic contact began in 1948, when our countries exchanged ambassadors for the first time. The United States partnered with the Afghan government in the 1960s and the 70s to build a modern nation. But Soviet occupation and Taliban rule destabilized and terrorized a peaceful society. When the Taliban was driven from power in 2001, they left the Afghan people to build a society from nothing. The terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, and the subsequent fall of the Taliban provided a potent backdrop for the formation of the U.S. Afghan Women's Council. Americans had been outraged by the news of the brutal oppression of the Taliban. The plight of Afghan women and girls, in particular, tore at the hearts of the American people, especially American women. First Lady Laura Bush captured these sentiments when she delivered her historic presidential radio address in November 2001. The plight of women and children, she said, is a matter of deliberate human cruelty carried out by those who seek to intimidate and control. Americans wanted to respond. The U.S. Afghan Women's Council was established by Presidents Bush and Karzai in January 2002 with the purpose of harnessing that energy and compassion and promoting public-private partnerships to mobilize resources to ensure Afghan women can gain the skills and education deprived to them under the Taliban. Significant U.S. government commitments provided the seed money and were supplemented by donations from private citizens, corporations, and foundations. Individual American citizens were also encouraged to contribute to Afghan people's success. The Council was under the direction of Undersecretary of State for Global Affairs, Ambassador Paula Dobryansky, who will moderate today's panel. She provided strong collaborative leadership in initiating the Council's work. All of the members of the Council were expected to develop a project that would benefit the women and girls of Afghanistan and address the critical needs identified by the Afghan leaders of the Council. Over the last 10 years, the successes of the Council have been many. More than 40 diverse programs, improving health care, expanding educational opportunities for women and girls, expanding economic opportunities, and developing women leaders in the public and private sector. At the change of administrations in 2009, the Council transitioned from the State Department to Georgetown University, an institution with a long-standing commitment to Afghanistan. The Council also had bipartisan support. Secretary Hillary Clinton cited the Council as an example of the power of public-private partnerships in her confirmation hearings. and Milan Verveer, the current Ambassador at Large for Global Women's Issues, who will be on the panel today, serves as a U.S. co-chair of the Council. These developments offer Afghans hope, yet we all know success has not been easy, and that Afghanistan has reached another decisive moment. A conference like this is our chance to help the people of Afghanistan continue to build the civic and economic institutions that can withstand the forces of oppression that has a direct impact on our own security here at home, as Senator McCain spoke about this morning. Extremist forces are not only destabilizing to a country, but to a region and to the world. Before moving on to the panel, we would like to present a video message from Mrs. Laura Bush, who from the beginning demonstrated a deep and enduring commitment to the women of Afghanistan and to the Council. Before she left the White House, Mrs. Bush met with Afghan women, government officials, and professional women who told her that they live in daily fear that violence will reverse Afghanistan's progress. One woman said to her, "This is our only chance." Their report weighed very heavy on her mind. Mrs. Bush remains a driving force of the Council and serves as our honorary advisor. Both she and President Bush have continued their strong support for the Council and have convened conferences like this one at the George W. Bush Institute in Dallas. They have encouraged our Council to grow the membership and expand our ranks. We hope you will join our efforts. I thank you very much.